Next case is off the court's announcement docket. The case is cause number 323-548. Case is style of State of Texas versus Sherman Lynn Barnes. We have Mr. Barnes appearing via Zoom. Mr. Barnes, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, respected, young.
That's good. Now, Mr. Barnes, last time that you was here, your case was reset to give you time to hire an attorney. Is that correct?
That's correct, sir.
Okay, have you hired your attorney?
Yeah, I've got Mr. Rojas.
Oh, okay.
I still owe him an additional $350.
Okay, so
And the
you're in the
reason why
process. Okay, right now you're in the process of retaining Attorney Rojas. Is that what you're saying?
yes, sir.
Okay, how much more time do you need to retain Mr. Rojas?
Your Honor, if you could, my wife is having surgery, so it's going to be a major surgery. Just however long you can extend it.
Okay, what we'll do, we'll reset it for 60 days.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Hold
Yes,
on
sir.
a minute. Hold on for you reset. Okay, this case is going to be reset to November 18th of 2022 to give you an opportunity to hire Mr. Rojas. Your reset will be sent to your bondsman. Stay in contact with your bondsman. Again, your case has been reset to November 18th of 2022. This will conclude your case. Thanks for being patient with us.
Yes, sir.
You're free to go, and you have a blessed day. That's November 18th at 9 a.m.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you're welcome. Bye. It is, okay. That is on Alan Eaglin. Mr. Porter, get Alan Eaglin. Okay, hold on a minute. Yeah, let me do this here. Court is in session in cause number 329-554. Case is style of State of Texas versus Alan Eaglin. Mr. Eaglin, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Eaglin, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Eaglin, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Eaglin, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Eaglin?
I'm doing all right, Your Honor. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Eaglin, you're here with your attorney, Attorney Kyle Walker. Attorney Walker, how are you doing?
I'm good, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Eaglin, I have before me, let me do this here, yeah. Oh, well, Mr. Walker, do you waive a record in Mr. Eaglin's case?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Mr. Eaglin, did that swear you in?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Eaglin, I have before me a document that is titled information. This information alleges that on or about January 21st of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated. Second, this information further alleges that prior to the commission of this offense, that you, Alan Kidd Eaglin, on December 21st of 1982, in the County Court at Law number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, in cause number 102748, that you were convicted of the misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated, and that conviction became final before the commission of this offense. Is that true or not true?
That's true.
Now, Mr. Eaglin, to the offense, the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated, second, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
That's correct.
Now, Mr. Eaglin, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment, is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, there are a set of initials, AE, that are on a line next to a box that's checked nolo contendere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On the next page of the same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Mr. Eaglin, is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
On the next page, on the next document rather, this document is titled Trial Court Certification, the Defendant's Right of Appeal. Mr. Eaglin, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
At the bottom of this document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that are checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you are waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature
Yes, it is.
on the line that's titled Defendant? Now, Mr. Eaglin, before you signed and initialed these documents, did your attorney, Mr. Walker, go over these documents with you?
Yes, he did.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Eaglin, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, also States 2, the probable cause affidavit, which is in the court's file. State, you like to offer States 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor, we would.
Any objections?
No objection.
No objection. States Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Walker, you've advised and counseled Mr. Eaglin. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, sir.
Mr. Eaglin, your attorney, Mr. Walker, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Eaglin, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
The agreement is for Mr. Eaglin to serve 180 days in Jefferson County Jail. However, that time will be probated over 2 years. He will be required to pay a $1,000 fine and perform 80 hours of community service. He will face the standard BWI second probation terms, and this includes interlock requirement and 72 hours in jail to begin on Monday, August 29th, 2022 at 6 p.m.
The 72 hours in jail. Okay, so you had a DWI. Okay, Mr. Egan, the state is offering that you serve 180 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you not have to serve any time this 180 days in Jefferson County Jail because you'll be on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, 2 years, you'll be on probation for 2 years. During the 2 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $1,000 plus court costs of $422, which comes to a total of $1,422. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. You will be required to pay Jefferson County DWI education class and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the police should or for the evaluation be needed. You'll be required to pay an additional $50. You'll also be required, you'll be required to pay these fees in monthly installments. That is, you'll be required to pay $150 each month while you are on probation. Mr. Eaglin, will you be able to pay the $150 each month?
Your Honor, I'm unemployed right now.
Okay, let me do this here. Mr. Eaglin, let's see. Could you show this? This is an affidavit of indigence that I'm handing to your attorney. He will show that to you. Mr. Eaglin, do you recognize that document?
Yes, sir.
Now, on page 2 of that document, it has a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Eaglin, is everything in that document still true and correct today?
I'm trying to look at this.
That was back in May, wasn't it?
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so, okay, Mr. E, let's see. What we got? Okay. Okay. Now, Mr. Eaglin, the court, based on the information that is in the affidavit of indigence, the court will find that you are indigent. And based on that finding of indigency, the fine and court cost is going to be converted to 114 hours of community service. Now, the $60 a month probation fee will be reduced to the statutory minimum probation fee of $25. Okay, so the probation department will calculate these figures.
Okay.
So the I just repeated, $1,422 fines and court costs is going to be converted to community service.
Okay.
114 hours of community service. And the probation fee of $60 is going to be reduced to the statutory minimum of $25 each month.
Okay.
All right. Now, Did I mention, in this that there's a court-appointed attorney's fees of $250? So let me just repeat it again. Okay. Now, the state is offering that you serve 180 days in Jefferson County Jail.
Okay.
However, the jail time will be probated. The $180 jail time, 180 days jail time will be probated for 2 years. During the 2-year probationary period, the state is offering that you pay $1,000 fine plus court costs of $422, which comes to a total of $1,422. And the court has found that you indigent, so pursuant to Article 42.15 Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, the fine and court costs of $1,422 will be converted to 114 hours of community service. You'll be required to pay probation fees of $25 a month instead of the $60 a month because the court has found that you're injured. You'll also be required to pay a $15 urinalysis fee each month. You'll be required to reimburse Jefferson County court-appointed attorney's fees of $250. And you'll be required to pay Jefferson County DWI education class and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. And should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Now, Mr. Eaglin, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Mr. Eaglin, you also be required to perform your regular 80 hours of community service in addition to the 114 that's been converted.
Okay, that was my question.
And you'll be required to attend and complete a DWI education class, have an alcohol assessment. You'll be required to install a DWI interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. And you'll be required to serve 72 hours in jail beginning August 29th of 2022 at or before 6 p.m. Mr. Eaglin, you will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of probation. Mr. Eaglin, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Eaglin, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Eaglin, you're going to stand on the X next to your attorney. You're going to follow the directions of our court clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you. You.
All right, you're welcome.
Next year, George.
Okay, thank you. Luciano Richard. We don't think we need him for that.
Oh,
This is just. This court is in session and calls number 326-284, calls number 332-482. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Luciano Richard. Ms. Richard, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Richard, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Richard, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down, Ms. Richard. How are you doing, Ms. Richard?
Fine.
I'm doing fine. Ms. Richard, I have before me two documents. First document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Ms. Richard, oh, she put a check mark. She need to put her initials on the line, but a check mark. Thank you. Good morning. Ms. Richard, I have before me a document that is titled misdemeanor, that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Ms. Richard, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? And are these your initials on the line that next to the statement that states, I want to apply for a court-appointed counsel? And I have another document here. This document is titled Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And on the second page of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant Signature. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Richard, before you signed and initialed these documents that I just showed you, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Richard, I read your answers in both of these documents. Based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that will be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Ryan Matuska. Mr. Matuska will be given information on how to contact you. And you will also be given information on how to contact Mr. Matuska. Our court coordinator will reset your case and provide you with that information. Once you get the information from our court coordinator, you'll be free to go and let me see, you'll have a blessed day. Now, give me those bond conditions. I don't know if she has bond conditions. Well, no, well, this is just intern, don't worry about it. Yeah, these, I think, well, that's the MTRP, okay. Well, she's on probation on that one anyway, so that is a condition. Now, Ms. Luciana, as I stated earlier, our court coordinator will reset your case and give you information on how to contact your attorney. And your attorney will also be given information on how to contact you. You're gonna stand on the X in front of our court coordinator. Once you get your case reset, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Let me know when you're ready. You ready? Okay, okay. Mr. Is it Lawrence, get Mr. Lawrence. Court is in session, two cases on our announcement docket. Well, first case is cause number 328-488. Second case is cause number 328-490. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Edgar Tecumseh. Mr. Tecumseh, how are you doing?
Good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Tecumseh, you're here represented by your attorney Jared Gilthorpe. Attorney Gilthorpe, how are you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
That's good. Now, cause number 328-488 is set for a bench trial today. State, is that correct?
Well, that is correct. Your Honor.
Defense, is that correct?
Yes, Judge, correct, and we're ready.
Okay, and state, are you ready?
State's ready, Your Honor.
Okay. So at this time, the court will call for bench trial cause number 328-488. Case of style of state of Texas versus Edgar Tecumseh. Mr. Shearer, would you please read the information?
Cause number 328-488, state of Texas versus Edgar Tecumseh. Awful charges, unlawful restraint, class A misdemeanor. In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas comes now the undersigned Assistant Criminal District Attorney of Jefferson County, Texas, on behalf of the state of Texas, and presents in and to the County Court at Law of Jefferson County, Texas, that in Jefferson County, Texas, Edgar Tecumseh, hereinafter styled the defendant, heretofore on or about December 9th, 2020, did then and there unlawfully, intentionally, or knowingly by force, intimidation, or deception, restrain Caitlin Tecum without her consent by restricting the movements of the said Caitlin Tecum, to wit, by forcing the complainant to remain in the bedroom at gunpoint against the peace and dignity of the state.
Mr. Tecumseh, how do you plead? Okay, state, would you like to make an opening statement?
The state would waive an opening statement and would like to call our first witness.
Okay, defense, would you like to make an opening statement?
We waive, Your Honor.
Okay, so at this time, state, you may proceed and call your first witness.
The state would call Caitlin Tecum.
Caitlin Tecum. Caitlin Tecum. No response.
State, would you like to call another witness?
State rest, Your Honor.
Defense,
Your Honor, this time we'll move for an instructed verdict.
that motion will be granted. Mr. Tecumseh, you have been acquitted of these charges. Mr. Tecumseh, you'll be able to get a copy of that judgment from our court clerk. And in reference to cause number 328-490, Mr. Shearer,
And forwarding you the dismissal right now.
dismissal on that one. Okay,
Yes.
Mr. Tecumseh. Yeah, that's the judgment. Mhm. Ada Christie. Yeah, that's your judgment and your dismissal. Mr. Tecum, once you get those documents, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Gilthorpe, you have a blessed day as well. You'll be free to go. You're welcome. Ja'Cory McCulley. Court is in session in two cases. First case is cause number 331-938. Second case is cause number 331-940. Both cases are styled of State of Texas versus Ja'Cory McCulley or Ja'Cory DeRaw McCulley.
Yes, sir.
Mr. McCulley, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. McCulley. You're here with your attorney, Attorney Todd LeBlanc. Attorney LeBlanc, how are you doing?
Good, thanks for asking.
That's good. Mr. LeBlanc, Mr. McCullough's case is on the court's announcement docket. What is your announcement?
Judge, I believe just based on what my conversation with my client, we need to set it for trial.
Trial? Okay. Give us a trial date,
November 28th.
November 28, 2022.
Take that Tuesday afternoon slot.
Yeah,
Get it over.
okay. So, Mr. McCullough, your cases will be reset till November 28, 2022.
Thank you.
Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go. Mr. LeBlanc, and you'll be free to go as well, Mr. McCullough. And you have a blessed day, Mr. LeBlanc. You have a blessed day, Mr. McCullough. Thank you. Yes. Court is back in session with our motion to revoke probation docket. Next case we have is Misty Renee Moss. Ms. Moss has two cases. First case is cause number 315782. Second case is cause number 317030. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Misty Renee Moss or Misty Aura Moss. Misty Moss was scheduled to be in court for the court motion to revoke probation docket, which was scheduled at 9 a.m. on today's date of August 26th of 2022. At or about 9 a.m., the court's bailiff called the name of Misty Moss at the courthouse door. Misty Moss did not answer. Misty Moss has not appeared in court since the court's been in session. Time now is 10:15 a.m. on today's date. Mr. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Misty Moss at the courthouse door?
Misty Moss. Misty Moss. No response.
Mr. Moss' name was called again at the courthouse door by the court's bailiff. Mr. Moss did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Miss Misty Moss an opportunity to appear in court. She has not appeared in court. State, do you have a motion?
State would move for a forfeiture bond and warrant be issued.
Misty Moss bond will be forfeited and a warrant shall be issued in cause number 315782 and cause number 317030. Next case is cause number 330050-1. And this case is styled the state of Texas versus Janika Michelle Benjamin. Janika is spelled JohNnika. And Miss Janika Benjamin was scheduled to be in court this morning for 9 a.m. on today's date, August 26th of 2022. At or about 9 a.m., the court's bailiff called the name of Janika Benjamin at the courthouse door, and Janika Benjamin did not answer. Janika Benjamin has not appeared in court since the court has been in session. The time now is 10:17 a.m. on today's date. Mr. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Janika Benjamin?
Nika Benjamin. Nika Benjamin. No response.
Janika Benjamin's name was just called again at the courthouse door. Janika Benjamin did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Ms. Benjamin an opportunity to appear in court, and she has not appeared in court. State, do you have a motion?
State would move for a forfeiture bond and a warrant be issued.
That motion will be granted. Janika Benjamin's Bond will be forfeited and a warrant shall be issued in cause number 330-050-1. And this will conclude the calling of vote, the motion to revoke probation docket and the announcement docket scheduled on today's date of August 26, 2022 at 9 a.m. in County Court at Law Number 2, Judge Terrence Holmes presiding. Everyone, please have a blessed day.